decorating this cake. If you missed the video on how we made this, check the channel. The video is still there. A live streamed video on how to make vanilla cake, hot milk vanilla cake. So these two 9 inches cakes we're getting from just 230 grams of margarine, and it's so yummy. I've trimmed the top already. So let's get going with the covering. So first off is to we have to trim our cake layers and ensure that it's well leveled. Okay, so this is our buttercream already made. I'm gonna put some on this to hold the cake to the board. Not too much, just enough to hold the cake to the board. Okay, which one should we put down? Let's put the red velvet down. Okay, so I'll level this first because the foundation is very important. Ensure that the cake is well leveled. If you're not sure of yourself, you can get a cake leveler for accuracy. So ensure that each of the layers are well leveled. It gives you an overall leveled cake. Okay. Right. Okay. So you can take a step backwards and look at the cake to ensure that it's well leveled, or use a cake leveler. Okay. So this is good enough. I'm going to go in with some of the so if you have a cake filling that you want to use for the cake, you can go ahead to put the cake filling in the middle. And if you want to know how to make um, cake fillings, you can check on my channel. I have a video for strawberry cake filling. All right, so you can have that video there. You can watch the video to know how to make strawberry cake fillings. And I'll be making so many other cake fillings on this channel. Let me know where you're watching from, or let me know if you're learning something. Leveling of cake is very important. It's very, very important. Don't skip, except you're using chocolate ganache. Okay, and even at that, you still need little leveling and trimming, especially if you're doing fondant cake. This is a fondant cake, so we're going to be trimming it so we don't have rough body of our cake. Okay, so level this until you're satisfied with it. Okay, we're almost good to go. So if there's a particular video you want me to stream live, let me know. And if you missed the video on how to make fondant, all weather fondant, check on my channel and you'll find that video there. Okay, this is well leveled. So let's go for trimming. So for trimming your cake, just hold your serrated knife at an angle, not too deep, not cutting deep into it, just at a little angle, and then go confidently. Okay, one of the things I tell my students, especially the summer baking students, the summer kids, is that they should work with confidence. Okay, if you don't work with confidence, it will it can destabilize you while you're working. Okay, just take what you're doing as a non, it is a non-living thing, not even take it as a non, it is a non-living thing. So just work with it. Okay, work on it and achieve what you want to achieve. Especially for training of cakes, you need some level of confidence. But if you're using chocolate ganache, you really don't need much of trimming, except you have blunt edges. If the edges of the cake are blunt, you may have to trim part out. But you're not making use of chocolate ganache. So we have to ensure our cake is well trimmed. You can also use grater to give it a fine finishing. Okay. Okay. We have lots of cake crumbs here. So we'll take a good look at our cake and ensure it's well trimmed. So you can do some finishing with a grater. So just go in gradually. It just helps to give a fine finishing. Okay, with this, we're good to go. Cake has been well trimmed. Let's take off our crumbs. Another thing we can do with these crumbs is to put some of it into your buttercream and use it for the crumb coating. All right, so you can do that if you want to do that. So clear this off excess. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know the country you're watching from. And if you have not subscribed to my channel and you would want to have more of this kind of videos, then do well to subscribe. So baking is very easy. All right. Even if you have never baked before, if you watch my tutorials on this channel, you will be able to make something good for yourself. Okay, so let's go ahead with front cutting. So this is to help to lock in the crumbs and to give a good base for your fondant that's coming on it, so that the fondant does not look rough on the outside. And that's also what chocolate ganache helps to also do, which does this work even better. Chocolate ganache does this better. We are making use of buttercream today. So if you have enough time after doing this, you can just pop it into the fridge for some minutes to firm up a little. We're done with the bottom part, so let's go with the top. And of course, I hope you know that buttercream is a mixture of icing sugar and margarine or butter. Okay, so this is the crumb cutting. I just take off excess. We don't want the buttercream to be so much. You can use a scraper. You can just use your palette knife to take off the excess. Just need a fine layer of buttercream on it. See, I'm taking off the excess. All right. So we don't need the buttercream to be so much on it. The fondant has already been prepared ahead and allowed to rest. It's best to leave it overnight. The video is on the channel, so check it out. Okay, we're good to go with our covering. So let's just take off the unwanted parts of it. For some people, this is good enough. Just put some fruits and cover with acetate sheets. Just cover this with acetate sheet around. Put some chocolate, strawberry at the top, and good to go for those who don't like so much embellishment in their cakes. But for this, we'll be covering it with fondant. This surface has been cleaned earlier. I'm still using white vinegar to ensure that it's germ-free and safe for use. One very important thing you must do while baking is ensure hygiene. Okay, your clients must have healthy food. So sprinkle some corn flour, get the length and the diameter of your cake. Okay, I should have done that with that before adding buttercream to this, before crumb coating. But then another way is to measure the size of the pan that you used to bake this. Okay, of course it's going to be a plus to that. So just to take, if you have not added your buttercream, just go around your cake and take the full length of it. All right, around it, and then so take the diameter. The diameter is about 9, and take the height, because we're using the paneling method. The height is about 4, because we're going to add just a little more. Diameter about 9, let's say 9.5. Okay, so for the length around, I don't want to get this all stained up, so I'm just going to measure the pan I used to bake this. So I measure the pan, it's 29 inches. Okay, so I have an idea what I want to achieve. 29, 9.5 and 4 inches, like this. See how beautiful fondant. It's doing so well. The color is very nice now, because we allow it to rest well. Okay, very pliable. So this is an all-weather fondant, not sweaty, perfect for every weather. So I'm very sure you're gonna have this recipe. Okay, to a kg of flour, you add 1 tablespoon of CMC. Okay, to 1 kg of icing sugar. Sorry, to 1 kg of icing sugar, you add 1 tablespoon of CMC, and then another bowl, 3 tablespoons of glucose and 2 egg whites. The egg white from 2 eggs. And if you want some flavor, you can add that. Okay, whip up the glucose and egg white, add to the icing sugar and CMC gradually and knead. You would want to watch that video because the process is very important. Okay, so first of all, I tried to, we're trying to achieve a length of 29. Okay, so as to ease the work, I tried to get a long, good length of this first of all. Okay, because what I want to achieve is about this. It's supposed to stretch, so I just try to just have a good length. And then first off is to try to get the height. Okay, I try to get the height of the cake before trying to stretch it to get the length. Okay, because if I get the length and then I begin to try to get the height, it's more tedious. Okay, so just let's go for the height. We're working with a height of 4. And this fondant is, it's really giving a good. Okay, we already have the height we want. So let's go for the length now. Let's stretch this. Let's see, you have the length that you want. And always ensure that you lift your fondant so it doesn't stick to the work surface. From time to time, you check your fondant to ensure that it's not sticking to the work surface. I have a masterclass on wedding cakes. If you're interested in that, check the link in the description to my channel and get access to it. You can see I'm lifting it severally. Good. For 29. We're almost there. We're almost at 29. Okay, so to take the length, we need just 4. Let me get a good length, a good cut of the bottom part. I need a straight part for this, so I can measure from there to get my 4 inches for the height. Okay, I have my 29 for the length, my 4 inches for the height. Okay, yeah. I need just about this length. So I'm just going to gather 4 inches on different parts to ease my cutting. I also use a ruler for this, a steel ruler. Okay. So just get this. Okay, so that goes there. But before then, I would like to give this pattern. So let's go this way, press it down so it's press it on. You can see the pattern, right? So you can get any of this patterned rolling pin and give your fondant a seamless, beautiful design. So at this point, you roll, okay? At this point, you roll this. You roll this and start from this edge, any edge, just place it on it, and then very simple, roll it down till you get to the end of it, press it onto it, and then you're here. Okay, so at this point, locate a point that merges the two and then cut it through. Okay, cut it through this. Like maybe this knife, I just cut through. This point merges the two. I just cut this through the two. Okay, so I take this off, very simple. Take this off, open this up, take out the inner part, and then close this up. Or you can just add in a little water here or glucose and then attach it together. Very, very simple. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so we're continuing with the top of this. Oh, my finger just popped. Remember, we're working with a diameter of 9 inches. So you can see that I didn't roll this out to a long length because I'm trying to achieve a circle. So depending on what you're trying to achieve, that's how you roll out your fondant. I'm trying to roll it out to a circle, and I'm also lifting it so it doesn't stick to the work surface. Okay. So I take the length of this and I'll see whether we have our 9 inches. Okay, yes, we have. Okay, 9.5, yes. We're working with 9.5. So we take it at different angles, this way, this way, this way, okay, at the 4 different cardinals, okay, so that you're sure that it will cover this. So this is the paneling method, okay. So take this and place it on it. It's very, very simple. Now pull this out and tuck this in, okay. Tuck this into it. Tuck this in. You can see, right? Pull this out and tuck this in. The top one, tuck it in. This is one of the various methods. Like I tell my students, there is no one way to baking. Okay, so find what suits you best and stick to it. For me, this suits me best. I remember covering a wedding cake in a day, a 5 tier wedding cake. And that was because I was using this method. It works so fast for me. I was able to cover it up in a short time. So take your smoother and just press it on to merge with the outer fondant. Okay, so just you can see what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to merge this with the outer fondant. You can use the other smoother to hold it. Okay, and then take your scissors, your clean baking scissors, okay, and then just cut that meeting point. Okay, very simple. Cut that meeting point, place it on the top, and just cut it out. Exactly. Cut at the meeting point. Very, very simple. You can achieve your sharp edges easily using this method and any other method that you feel works best for you. But for me, this is it. I'm cutting it straight up. You can see how I place the scissors. The scissors is placed on the top and then just cut out. You can see this, it's already looking good and sharp, right? So you do the finishing, smoothing it out. Okay. If you find some place pulling out, you can just apply a little water to stick it. So just go around with your smoother and give your cake a sharp edge. Yeah, I actually forgot to put the pattern on the top of this. Maybe it's not so necessary, right? Well, so we have a cake covered 10 minutes. So you don't have to struggle with covering a cake anymore, right? You can do that now with ease. And that's why this channel is here for you, to help you bake with ease. Yeah. I don't know if this can do something on it. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's working. You see, while you're baking, you just have to improvise and think. All right, it's giving the pattern I want, just a little of it. Well, I'm okay with this. You can see the fondant is very sturdy. It's sturdy, it's firm, it's not sweaty. Just very okay. Okay, so let's just do the finishing touches and then we're good to go. Yeah, we'll be adding some ribbons, and the video is on my channel how to get this done. So simple, so easy to do. Okay, we'll be adding some butterflies and toppers. Let's get this out. This is gonna be placed here. Happy birthday. Now we're gonna look for the front part of this is the back, of course. And then look for a very small part and then tuck this in. It's beautiful, right? Yeah, so we have some pinky flowers here. So I'm going to be attaching this using this gum. So just pick out the gum. This is it. And then place this. Make sure you clean the wire. So go ahead and just embellish the cake however you want to. So whenever you want to do it, it's like that. Just pick your bowl and place it at different spots. Okay, so that's that. For decoration, you follow your discretion and make it look as beautiful as you want. That being said, I'd love to see your comments and I would love to know what video you want me to stream live next. Until then, stay joyful. And in painful moments, trust God. He's your maker and He's the one who can answer every question of your heart. So just pour it out to Him. Have a beautiful time. See you in my next video.